Mike Paradies with Automotive Process Champions. And what we wanted to chat with you about today is the internet. 3 simple things that you can do, actions that you can take at your dealership today to improve your conversion ratio. You know, we've been to a lot of dealerships over the years and talking to them about internet process. I love talking to people about the internet process. I really enjoy that. But we found that having a process in place and following it consistently is obviously, just like anything else, it's obviously the most successful way to approach it. So a couple of the things that we talk about with internet that are really simple is, first of all, don't worry about the pricing. And what I mean by that is I believe that you should have a pricing structure, but we get into this big war on pricing with our competition. We worry about TrueCar and all these types of things. And quite frankly, what we forget is that the vast majority of the customers that you deal with on a day-to-day basis don't end up buying that vehicle anyhow. They send you a lead on a vehicle with champagne taste and beer budgets that's priced way up here, and they end up settling for a vehicle in this price range. Or perhaps they go with a different color, perhaps even a different model. Perhaps they go from new vehicles to used vehicles. 72% of the time, they don't even buy the car that they're asking you for a quote on. So why are we having such a hard time with the pricing? And why are we trying to give everything away if they're not going to buy that car in the first place? We have a number of different strategies that dealers have had a lot of success with on how to price their vehicles on the internet. Be competitive, but move on to the more important areas. Second thing I want to talk to you about today is focusing on their current vehicle. A lot of dealerships, when they finally get on the telephone with the customer, they ask them to come into the dealership for a test drive. Have you taken a test drive yet? Well, that's not a way to get the customer into the dealership. What we recommend you do is, after you have answered their questions and discussed their needs, you may want to move on to their current vehicle. Don't say, what are you trading in? Say, what kind of vehicle are you driving currently? What do you like most about that vehicle? What would you change on that vehicle, or what don't you like on that vehicle that you would make different or have different on your new vehicle? And then the other thing that we try to do is praise the trade. I believe that it's the best price possible. I love that car. Talk positive about their vehicle, because your competition is probably devaluing the vehicle and talking negatively about it. So let them know that you're interested in their vehicle, that you would put top dollar in their vehicle. You don't think anybody in the area would put more than you would on their vehicle. And when can you come in so that we could have a professional appraiser take a look at your vehicle and get you top dollar? And then the last thing I want to talk to you about today is paying attention to your older unsold internet leads. You see, a lot of stores have a real great process, or a good process, for day 1 until day 10 or day 15. And then they kind of drop off and they peter off, and by day 45 we've completely ignored the lead. Guess what, guys? That used to work in the 70s and 80s. It doesn't work today. The customers today are taking a longer time to make a purchasing decision than they ever have in the past. The other thing is, when they send in a lead, there's a good chance that on an average it's going to take 90 days for a new car customer and something in the area of 45 days for a used car customer to actually make a purchasing decision. From the time they send in the lead to the time that they go down the road, it takes longer than what we're probably thinking for the customers to make a decision. So that means some people are taking 2 years, some people are taking 2 or 3 days, but the average is longer than what we've set up our processes for. So what's the point? Come up with a process that you, and I'm not talking about a negative investment as far as time and effort on the older leads, but stay in touch with these people, brand yourself, drip on them. We recommend that with anything over 45 days, you're doing a broadcast email once a week and sending them information that they're interested in, along with your dealership's programs as far as service department, sales department, new car department, used car department. Send them those basic informations along with some interesting little facts, an interesting little newsletter that keeps the customer interested. And stay with them. Stay on top of them. And the reason we say that is because you could pick up 4 or 5, maybe as much as 6 the conversion points on your internet leads by paying attention to the harder stuff, the stuff that's the high-hanging fruit as opposed to the low-hanging fruit. You can pick up those extra percentage ratio or those extra conversion ratios by staying in touch with them on a repeated basis consistently until they buy, they die, or they opt out of the program, okay? So there's 3 simple things that you could do today, actions that you can take today to improve your ratio. So instead of being a 5 to 7% conversion ratio like the average is nationally, you could bring it up to 10%. Perhaps you could bring it up to 12%. Legitimate percentages, by the way. We count all the leads. Perhaps we've seen dealerships, and we get them there consistently, to 15% and 18%. But the way you do it is you look at the holistic picture, not just the leads that are coming in today, or the leads that came in yesterday or the last 3 days, but all the leads that are unsold. Once again, they buy, they die, or they opt out of the program. Hey, if you want to talk some more about this stuff, I'd love to chat with you. Here's our telephone number. Here's our contact information. Reach out to us because we'd love to be able to chat with you a little bit more about it, share some of these secrets, some of these tips, and perhaps even come to your store and help you out with your internet department. Hey, have a great day.